Hey there, YouTubers. This is Chuckles from Likes the Game with Chuckles, and we have another Gorilla Style Yay Bye. Sorry, no intro. If you want to see the intro, watch some earlier shit. um, it's been a while since I posted a Yay Bye, and whenever I have the chance to do it, especially since I'm back to work, I'm going to try to go hunting as much as possible and show you what I got. Because you guys really seem to like these videos, which I don't mind making and sharing and showing off the shit I got. I did get a lot of import games. I'm a big fan of import games. Main reason why, because back when the Dreamcast first came out, there was a lot of fighting games on the Dreamcast, which is why the Dreamcast is one of my favorite systems. In fact, if you look right there, those are all imported Dreamcast and Sega Saturn fighting games. And at the time, I never wanted to wait for an American release, so I always bought the imports. I had my Dreamcast modded to play any kind of imports or whatnot, burn games, whatnot. So whenever like Street Fighter 3 came out, I ended up buying the import version, or Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2, and also, let's see, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. All those badass fighting games from back in the day, when they first came out, I never wanted to wait the year for the American release, because, you know, as a fighting game player, you always wanted to play with your friends. And this was actually still the time of shoulder-to-shoulder arcade playing. At the time, my buddy Roger owned an arcade in Arlington, Texas, and we used to go there, help him out. And we had all these Japanese cabinets, the Sega Neo Geo cabinets, the big screen ones, and we just have the tournaments and fighting games. It was just great atmosphere. Not like today where, you know, you go to the arcade and it's like redemption games and claws and try to win a 3DS or some bullshit like that, or like riding games. Back in the day, we had nothing but like fighting games and all the Neo Geo cabinets and all this other weird shit. Back was fun. For younger viewers, I'm sorry you guys missed that. But anyways, not to be rambling and shit. I did buy a lot of imports. I bought this a while back before my surgery, and I never featured it on the Yay Bye, so I figured I'd feature it now. I got myself a original Famicom complete. I'm just showing you the console. We can get all the wires and bullshit out of there. But of course, you know, if you understand, the Famicom does come with the controllers on the console. It's a little yellowed, which doesn't bother me much. I mean, as long as I can play my Famicom games. And so since I got a Famicom, I guess I better get some Famicom games as well. So I got I like the game. It's hard as shit. But I got the Mystery of Convoy, the Transformer Japanese video game. There's another one for the disc system with the Headmasters. But this is the one I remember playing back in the day when we started importing games for the Dreamcast. And we ended up seeing this on the websites too. So I ended up getting this one off of eBay for like $6. I won a bidding. I never won bidding on eBay. So I ended up getting this complete. It's pretty cool. It's complete in box. And this shit is hard. It's like one of the hardest games of all times. But you know, who doesn't like a challenge? And this is definitely a challenge. If you can actually beat this game, you deserve major props. So I got that one. Got a good deal on this one, my buddy from the flea market. Complete in box, Splatterhouse for the Famicom. Now what's unique about this game is all in English. There's no Japanese text, no nothing. It's all English. The text is English. So I'm guessing it was ready for an American release. But of course, you know, those douchebags are like, oh, America can't handle shit like that. The only downfall was it didn't come with a manual, but it did come with complete stickers. You can check that out. Came with stickers. And, you know, other Famicom cartridges, I'm pretty sure you've seen them. They look all weird and like it looks bootleg almost, you know. This one looks pretty cool. It almost looks like a Sega Master System game, and this is a badass game. If you're into side scrollers and Splatterhouse horror theme games, this is a very fun game, very addicting. I must have beat it about 30 times already. That's how fun it is to play, and I highly recommend it. It's kind of expensive. It's definitely worth it, even though you can't get it on a, you know, you can't get it in America. I do recommend either buying a bootleg copy or even the Famicom copy. I don't care, or even emulator. This game is fun. So I got that. It was going for $100 and something. The guy gave me a deal for I think it was 75 bucks. So I didn't mind paying that for something like this, especially if it says I'm still having fun with it. When you can still buy a game and have fun with it, it's well worth it. So I consider that a yay buy, even though it's like a lot of money. This is pretty cool. This is a reproduction cart of Super Mario Bros. And I paid $30 for it. $30 for Super Mario Bros. On the Sega Genesis. It's Super Mario Brothers. Exact same game. All it is you play it on the Genesis. Now the thing is about this, it does sound like it sounds like Super Mario Brothers with a Genesis sound. If you know what I'm talking about, the way Genesis games sound, it has that unique sound. Genesis sound, Super Mario Brothers soundtrack. It's unique. I like the art cover. It has a Japanese Famicom art cover, and again with his own custom case. In fact, I've been playing it since I got it. That's why I don't have it in here. It's in my Genesis right now. But if for any reason you guys actually want your own copy, go ahead and press pause and I guess go to this guy's website, because I don't plan to put anything on fucking description or nothing. I'm just gonna say yay buy. So if you guys want a copy, because it's unique, you know, I like it. I'm enjoying it. It's in my Genesis right now, so that's that. Recently I've been looking at a whole bunch of titles for the PlayStation 2 in Japan that we never got in the United States, and I've been trying to find ways to, you know, remember that back in the day you got that little plug-in like Game Shark you put in the back of the PlayStation, or you got the disc for the PlayStation 1 to bypass and play imports. They don't have that for the PS2. You have to like the something Mic boot, something like that, where you can actually bypass it and play imports. It kind of bugged the hell out of me that I had to do all this extra stuff just to play an import, even though it's something as simple as moving a button up and down. I just said fuck it. I went to PlayStation Collectors on Facebook, and I talked to this guy named Lee, who was pretty badass, and he hooked me up with a Japanese PlayStation 2 for about, I think it was 90 bucks. 90 bucks complete with wires and everything else, a memory card, a controller. What was cool about this though, you know, it plays Japanese regional DVDs, which I do have a bunch of Japanese horror DVDs. But yeah, I ended up just cut all the bullshit and shit out of the way. It looks just like a regular PlayStation 2. What's pretty cool about this, you don't have to have any kind of special adapter or converter or anything like that. It straightly plugs in, and you don't have to worry about blowing up like the Famicom. The Famicom, you have to use a special adapter to actually play it in the States. You can just plug the sucker right in, and it boots right up and plays any Japanese DVD. So I spent a little bit more money on it, but you know what? It's better than the eBay prices. The eBay prices were up to 150 to 200 bucks for a Japanese PlayStation 2. So I was fine with paying 90, and I'm very happy about that. If you can look right there, NTSCJ, that's how you can tell it's a Japanese PS2. So that's pretty cool. So now that I got a Japanese PS2, get some games, right? Got some games. Remember the arcade I was telling you about? We had a very badass racing game. The only racing game we did have in there. It was called Battle Gear 2. Got that for the PlayStation 2. Now, what's unique about this, came out before Initial D. This was actually a knockoff of Initial D. It had the same tracks as Initial D, but more in real life times. So like a lot of the tracks are really mountain areas in Japan, or streets that you can race on. It was pretty cool. It's only import cars. There's no Chevy, Ford, or Volkswagen. There's no European cars, anything like that. It's pretty much Honda, Mazda, Mitsubishi, Nissan, Subaru, and Toyota. At the time, everybody and their mom were into imports. Like the muscle scene died, and of course they reerected. And of course everyone's like, oh, you drive rice, you rice burner, ricer, rice. Oh, fuck you. You know, I love my Honda. You try going to Dallas and back on one full tank from San Antonio. Anyways, the graphics are not as good as the arcade, but for a home port, this is very awesome. I highly recommend this racing game. It's one of my all-time favorite. I used to spend hours on the arcade, and this was very badass. So yeah, Battle Gear 2 for the PlayStation 2, and it's very, very awesome. Another one too, they only sold in Japan, was a Fantasy Zone remake. If you remember Fantasy Zone, it was actually their one of their next to Alex Kidd, one of their yeah, this is Sega, you know, but it was a side-scrolling shooter, but it's redone almost like 3D animation. It's the same game, it's just better graphics, and I got it for a really good deal, so I wasn't, you know, I enjoyed it. What's cool about this series is the Sega series, and they come out with a whole bunch of other ones like Ultra. I believe they came out with Golden Axe and some other Sega titles and just redone it. So these are like remade Sega classics. And I don't think they ever showed up in America because I had never seen it in America. I seen the Golden Axe remakes and all that, but they were like really, really big remakes. But this is pretty much the same game, just redone with kind of like Dragon Ball Z Atari graphics. So highly recommend it. It's a fun game, and I got my money's worth on that one. Like I said, I was a fighting game fan. This is another title that never made it to the PlayStation 2. Pretty much Last Blade 1 and 2. This is called the SNK series. A lot of titles came to the United States, like the most popular ones, like the King of Fighter ones, and the Samurai Showdowns and Metal Slugs. But like this one never made it to the United States as a PS2. And it's just pretty much perfect arcade ports, so I'm very happy to get. I had this 1 and 2 for the PlayStation 1 and the Dreamcast. Yeah, I forgot, this did come out on Last Blade 2 came out on Dreamcast, but you never got Last Blade 1 unless you had the I don't know if it came out in the United States of Last Blade 1, but I did have it for import for the PS1, so I ended up getting this one for 1 and 2, and it's also arcade perfect port, so I was happy to get that. This is another one. It was only released on Xbox in the States, but I had to get it for the PlayStation 2. I don't like custom arcade sticks. I like official arcade sticks. And Xbox, the original Xbox, does not have a decent arcade stick at all. The Dreamcast had a badass stick, which I do carry, and of course PlayStation has a bunch of awesome arcade sticks thanks to Namco, because they actually have a whole bunch of Tekken themed arcade sticks. So I was happy to get SK vs. Capcom Chaos. It's in Japanese text. I don't give a fuck. I love this fucking game. This is one of my top fighting games of all time. I love the SNK style graphics with the Capcom characters. I like how they go more in depth with the story. Kind of like when you play with Dan and you meet Terry Bogard, and Terry's like, "Hey, what's going on, Robert?" And he's like, "Who?" And he's like, "You look like someone I know." "Yo, you're not Robert Garcia," you know. It's just funny. And I had the Xbox version. I did have an arcade stick for the Xbox version made by Pelican. It sucks. I like the clicking sound. I don't even hear clicking. It kind of disturbs my gameplay. So I decided, since I got a Japanese PlayStation 2, I definitely got to import this game. So definitely one of my all-time favorite games right here. I don't know why I bought this. I have it already, and I have it for the PlayStation 2. But Street Fighter EX3. Got the Japanese version. It was only $5, so at the time I think I was pretty drugged up and I didn't know if I had it or not, so I ended up getting it anyways. Turns out I do have it. Early Street Fighter 3D game, very, very old looking if you play it now. It does have some very cool super combos on it. It's not my favorite Street Fighter. I honestly think it's better than what you call Capcom Evolution, which is Capcom Fighting Jam. But it's decent for what it is. And plus it was only $5, so, and free shipping, so meh. My last Japanese import was really cool because I couldn't find a decent copy of a Waku Waku 7 PlayStation a port, because it came on Sega Saturn and it's horrible. It's too much loading, and of course Sega's Neo Geo CDs version sucks ass. Pretty much the only perfect port is a Neo Geo, but I don't have a Neo Geo. I wish I could have a Neo Geo. Someone wants to send me a Neo Geo, I'll be very appreciated. But anyways, I got the Sunsoft collection. It comes with Waku Waku 7 and Galaxy Fight. Galaxy Fight is an early Neo Geo fighting game. It kind of plays like Fatal Fury. I didn't really like it very much, but the main reason why, guys, is because of Waku Waku 7. It's one of my favorite fighting games. If you ever watch my top 10 fighting games videos, this is one reason why I originally got the Japanese PS2, is so I can play a good version of Waku Waku 7. Very happy to get this game. Highly recommend it. If you ever decide to get some a Japanese PS2, want to get some Japanese games, this is definitely one you put on your list. So after that, I actually got some. The last two things I got were some miniature arcades. I forget what these are called. ColecoVision mini arcades. I got Donkey Kong Jr. Very good shape. It still works. I don't have batteries for it. The only thing is I don't have battery cover. I don't have a battery cover for it and for that one. Or the other one. And the other one's at my brother's house because he's restoring it. I also got another Pac-Man arcade machine. So I got Donkey Kong, which is very awesome. If I find a way to turn it on and make a little review of it, this is a very awesome game for what it is and for the technology. Highly recommend this game because it's very, very fun. Probably the funnest of all the little mini arcade games. So this is Donkey Kong Jr. Very, very fun. Almost damn near to the arcade. I mean, not near the arcade, but for what it is, very cool, very fun. I like the way it looks. It's just so damn awesome. So retro, so 80s, so smells like 80s shit, but you know, it's still there. And my other one I got, along with the Pac-Man, which is not here, it's at my brother's house, I got Q*bert. And he threw this one in for free after I bought the Pac-Man and the Donkey Kong. Then of course this is after I cleaned them up. But I was worried this was gonna work because it looked very old, it was very dirty. And I cleaned it all up. You can see Q*bert on the cover, and it's just one little joystick and you're on and off. That's missing the battery cover too. By the way, if anyone has any extra battery covers, let me know. I will buy them from you. I just want to have them. It's missing the decals on the top and on the side. And I found a website on eBay that actually sells them. But they're kind of expensive, like 14 to 15 bucks. So I'm going to kind of wait until I actually find another decent, you know, at least a cheaper seller. If not, I'll just break down and buy it. The only problem is he carries a lot of labels for the most popular ones. And Q*bert's not a real popular mini arcade. So I also got a complete Miss Pac-Man that was badass, but I actually gave it to my friend Deborah, who's the old married gamer's wife. I got it for her birthday. She had it when she was a kid. At first I was very hesitant to give it to her, like because I didn't have Miss Pac-Man, but you know, there's a lot of Miss Pac-Man machines out there, but there's only one Deb, so I decided to give that for her birthday. So that's pretty much my yay buy. Wow, 18 minutes. I hope you guys watched to the end. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, comments, you want to tell me to fuck off or good job, put it in the comments. Like the video, hate the video, don't share the video, I don't care. Enjoy it for what it is. And hopefully I see you again with some more shit. And hopefully I get these videos going. Thanks a lot, guys. I do this for y'all because I definitely don't get paid for this shit. And I just like the attention. Who might lie? Alright, see you later, guys. Bye.